Hey everybody, my name is Adam Niedens and this is my e-portfolio for my master's degree in building administration. I will start off by going through my plan of study here. Listed in here was all my courses that I was going to take and did pretty much at the exact time that I was planning to do so. There was one little hiccup, but other than that, everything worked out okay there. I will jump into, let's go to goals. We'll go to our goals here. Hop into our goals. Here's my personal goals video in here. Starting off, kind of just a little overview on that. Starting off, I was more or less interested in Fort Hays because I wanted something that was all online, an online program where I didn't have to go do in-person classes. I was referred to by a couple people that I knew. Thought this would be the route to go, and it worked out really well. So goals down the line, I'm looking forward to continuing to be a principal and maybe end up at an elementary school being a principal doing that down the line. So let's head into our resume. Currently right now I'm a principal at a K through 12 school, and this was the resume I used to get that job opportunity. So click in there, you're going to see the whole resume with a list of all my experiences and everything going on through my resume. I feel like it's a pretty clean-cut resume, has everything it needs on there. I left off the second page, which would be my reference page. Figured didn't need to put all those people's phone numbers and emails on there. So that would be my reference, or excuse me, my resume that I was using. I will obviously need to update that now, having a little more experience. So let's go into our leadership philosophy. My educational leadership philosophy here. One thing that I have stolen from my superintendent right now is the every student, every chance, every day motto. That's something that I've gone with. So here is kind of my educational philosophy in this category here. Just keep striving every day to make a difference in a student's life. Kind of that's kind of our big topic right there. I want to build a culture so strong that everyone feels like they have a leadership role. Establishing a caring, positive, inclusive culture is where a great school lies. That's kind of where we're at going through our educational philosophy in there. Obviously, that's something that will keep getting updated, kind of along with the resume, as my career continues to grow here. So our artifact folder, obviously we've made quite a few YouTube videos through Google Slides and different things like that as we've gone through the program. What I have done here in my artifact folder is, you'll see right up in the top corner there, you're going to see AEP 803. I've basically listed out all my classes. Anything that I have saved in that drive would be listed in here. So you're going to see there's AEP 803, and you're going to have some documents from that. And go down to another class, EDL 852. You're going to find some different presentations in there. I mean, you can go in and we can click those. Bring that up here, you're going to see our analysis here, kind of something that we would have made along the line. So easy to get through there. Some other things that as we go through these courses were our case studies and things. I really enjoyed doing the case studies. Those were probably my favorite thing to do for each class. It was kind of gave a more real life, real world example for us to actually think through and process, not just writing papers, but actually have to go through and document and do a little research and do a little work and think outside the box and how we would handle those situations. So some of those case studies, those were really probably some of my favorite things to go through. So as you go through these different classes, you're going to see those. Here's a case study right here. You can click on, bring it up in a Google slide presentation, and you're going to be able to kind of go through and get a feel for some of these case studies. I feel like I started off the program, I had never used Google Slides before starting my master's, so that was something that I've gained knowledge quite a bit in, is using Google and some of the tools that go along with it. The Screencast-O-Matic, these Google Slides is something, uploading things to YouTube. I had never really done any of that stuff before, so probably my technology background is growing now. being able to go through and do some of these different projects and use different sites for different modules and access different things like that, making charts and spreadsheets and utilizing different formats. Technology-wise is something that I've really come to be accustomed with now. So I feel a little bit more comfortable with uploading things and images and all of that stuff. So I would probably say my case study starting off, probably the first 2 classes or so might be a little bit rough, but I feel like I've refined some of those case studies for the most part and kind of decided how to utilize those to the best that I can, how to enhance my Google slide presentations and different things like that. So made intro videos for classes and everything. Go through, you'll see some different things here, of course. Assessing and evaluating our schools here. Go through this thing here a little bit. This would be one of our assessing and evaluating in our schools. You're going to see kind of some different things that we were going to have to do, make charts and all that kind of stuff. So here's a Google slide presentation. It wasn't a case study, but a Google slide presentation nonetheless. There was different graphics and things that I ended up using that I had never used before. Yeah, so that would be my artifacts folder. One of those things I showed you before was some charts and graphics that we've made, pamphlets, little brochure type things. These right here in the pink and reddish color there, those are some new things that I was utilizing that I hadn't done before. So that would be my artifact folder for all my classes. Obviously, we had a ton of YouTube videos to go with that, recording our Google slide presentations, case studies, and more. But yeah, so let's slide down here to activities. We obviously know we had our activity form and tracker, what we're going on there. So here would be my annotated bibliography, and we went through with our 33 items, 11 questions, pinpoint questions that we were looking for. So slide through some of these right here real quick, kind of show what was going on. I went with, put the title right here, had the source right above, the reference right above, had my title of what the topic was for that article, and then we had our summary, assessment, and the reflection piece for that on there. So you can just, that's kind of my annotated bibliography. I tried to underline the main questions for those 11, put the reference, and then bold the title of the passage, and then I had my summary, assessment, and reflection to follow those. So that's that. Then we slide down to our district, elementary, and secondary activities going through. I was a 4th grade teacher at my previous school, so I'm able to have a little bit of teaching experience to go along with my classroom experience, to go along with now my administrative experience. And I feel like the easiest thing for me, and it's probably not like this for everybody, but the easiest format for me is to actually get out, do, and learn by experience. And I feel like my teaching aspect, I was able to learn a ton when I student taught. And now being about a semester into being a principal, I feel like I've really grown to appreciate and I've learned a ton just in this semester, just in this process alone. So here's how kind of some of this stuff would look for my district artifacts. I'd put in my standards and elaborate on kind of what I did a little bit here. Off to the right, I'm going to have a Google Doc that would kind of go along with and maybe explain a little bit more what was happening here. One of the things we're talking about here is technology. I got a picture to go along with our one-to-one iPads and laptops that we've been using for students and teachers. So that's kind of more or less what my district one would look like. I didn't put as many on there. I put the most onto my elementary end, so I'll save that one for last. Let's go to my secondary activities here, and like I said, my building that I'm in now is K-12. My previous 9 years of teaching, I was in a fourth grade class. There was a 3 through 5 building. I did teach or coach middle school basketball and high school baseball, so I was able to gain some secondary experience through that. But this is really my first in-building secondary experiences, so I didn't go with that one on our presentation right now. But many of these are going to be the same of I have my standards on here. Off to the side, I'll have something an artifact to show that will kind of explain a little more detail of what I did. That's kind of where I went with most of these things here. So you can get here like free and reduced as in here talking about some things dealing with our socioeconomic stuff in here. So this would be something that we could go into and use, something that I had to use at the beginning of the year for enrollment to kind of track where we're at free and reduced wise. So those links, you can just click on those. And we go back. I did choose elementary. As of right now, I would prefer to end up in an elementary building where I could be the principal of either pre-K through 6 or something along those lines. So the majority, or the ones I chose the most of, was my elementary artifacts to have the most slides on. And I put a few images in with some of these things to go along with that, but more or less it was, let's go here. Here's one that I like. We're doing student of the month, teacher of the month, or elementary teacher of the month, secondary teacher of the month, and then we have our like classified staff for custodians and people like that within our building, and then we have elementary student and secondary student to go along with those teachers. So we have at least 5 award winners here. In our picture was one of our months right here where we had a tie or so in there, and we had a reading award to give out. So each month we're doing those awards, and they get gift certificates and different prizes and things like that. So that's some stuff that we've implemented as well. Again, you'll kind of see, being a principal now, I've spent a ton of time, so my hours on here are probably way more than what I've documented on here. But yeah, so that would be my go-to for right now would be the elementary end is where I would like to head. Here's our reflection piece. Going through, took the each stage or however you want to look at that, and wrote my information to go with that. That would be my reflection. As of right now, I would probably say definitely that I want to end up in an elementary building. I am enjoying being in a K-12 building. I am the only principal here right now. It's exhausting, to be completely honest with you, going from one end of the building to the other for all types of different matters and situations that are playing out, sports and activities and COVID right now. So it's definitely been an experience, an eye-opener in some aspects, you could say, but it's been a rewarding experience, and it's been something that I've been able to learn a ton about. So going into the program, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I don't want to say I struggled in college, but I wasn't necessarily as motivated, and I feel like this process has gone a lot smoother for me. I've really buckled down, and it's made me probably work a little bit harder and hone in on what I'm wanting with my career. So I really busted it, honestly, to get through this program, and it was tough. But I appreciate everything I've done through here, and I just like all the professors. Every single one that I've had has been awesome. So that's been one great thing. So that was more or less my e-portfolio. So thank you for your time.